This is definitely an interesting way to use a board like this. And what we have here is the ZimaBoard 2, a small x86 board normally used for home servers, NAS builds, and self-hosting projects. But today I installed Windows 11 on it, and it actually works better than I expected. Now, before we get started, the IceWhale team did set this unit over for review. There's no sponsorship involved here, but they did provide a small discount code if you're interested in checking one out. In this video, we're gonna be taking a look at Windows 11 running on the ZimaBoard 2, which is definitely another interesting way to enjoy these x86 boards. Now, normally people install Linux for server projects, but with Windows, this setup becomes much easier for anyone who just wants to plug it in and start using it right away. So in other words, this approach makes the Zima board accessible to almost everyone. Before moving to the software side of things, I wanted to attach this drive rack to the Zima board too, because I also plan on adding a low profile GPU. This enclosure allows you to mount two 3.5-inch drives, and there's even space for an additional SSD inside. The process itself is pretty simple. First, place the Zima board upside down and remove the screws from the bottom. Next, align the drive rack with the board and secure everything using the screws provided. And from here we can prepare the PCIe riser by attaching it to the bracket and connecting directly to the Zima board PCIe slot. And once everything is mounted, the board is ready for expansion. Installing Windows is also very straightforward. In my case, I installed it on this 512 gigs as SATA SSD. I downloaded the Windows ISO from the official website and flash it directly to the SSD using Rufus, which only takes a few minutes here. One quick tip here, when installing Windows on the Zima board, is best to remove the GPU first. Let Windows finish the installation and complete all the updates. Once everything is ready, shut down the system, install the GPU and boot again. Windows will automatically detect the graphics card and install the drivers. And here we are, Windows 11 is now fully installed and running on the Zima board too. Boot time is actually quite fast for a board like this, and the system immediately detected my GPU, which is great to see here. I also completed another round of updates and removed some of the unnecessary bloatware so the system feels a bit more responsive overall. And in just a second, we're going to see what kind of gaming performance we can actually get out of this setup, including some surprisingly playable titles. When it comes to the hardware inside the Zima board too, this model uses the Intel N150 processor. That's a 4-core 4-thread CPU capable of boosting up to around 3.6 GHz. And for graphics, we have the integrated Intel GPU, and in this build I added an NVIDIA GT 710 with 2 gigs of VRAM. This particular model of the board also includes 16 gigs of LPDDR5 memory, which is plenty for light workloads. And for storage, the board normally comes with 32 or 64 gigs of internal eMMC, but I decided to run Windows from this 512 SATA SSD instead. And as you can see, everything here is running Windows 11 Pro. Now when it comes to gaming, I tested a few different titles here, and adding the NVIDIA 710 definitely helps compared to using only the integrated graphics. Games like Celeste and Blasphemous run extremely well here, holding close to 60 frames per second with occasional dips, which makes them perfectly playable. I also tested Ori and the Blind Forest and Cuphead, and both of these run great on this setup. So even with a very low end GPU like the GT 710, we can definitely squeeze some extra performance out of the Zima board too. When it comes to more demanding games, things starts to slow down a bit. Minecraft does run, and while it's technically playable, there is some noticeable lag here and there. Still, it's pretty impressive to see it running on a board that was never really designed for gaming. And finally, I tested Darksiders 3. Everything here is set to low settings and performance sits somewhere around 15 to 20 frames per second, so it's not the smoothest experience, but the fact that it launches and runs at all on a setup like this is still pretty interesting. So yeah, overall with the help of Windows 11 and an older GPU like the Nvidia GT 710, gaming on the ZimaBoard 2 is definitely possible here. Of course, this board is mainly designed for server builds, NAS setup and homelab projects, but it's always fun to see how far we can push hardware like this. And that's going to wrap it up for this one. Links are down in the description if you want to check out the Zima board too. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to drop a like and consider subscribing. Next up, we're turning this board into a dedicated retro console using Batocera, so stay tuned for that. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.